Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna make a tier list of all the immersive experiences within movie theaters. Alright, so this month a new kind of experience opened in a movie theater near me, which is Screen X, which actually has 3 screens instead of 1. I went to it, I tried it, and now I have the infinity gauntlet of immersive experiences right under my belly. I did everything I could in my country, so that is absolutely why I decided to give you a ranking like this. Maybe you really want to see some of these experiences yourself and you really want to live through it yourself, so maybe this video will help you choose which ones are worth doing and which ones aren't. For this particular tier list, I decided to only focus on the real big ones in Belgium, so I do not have a clue about some of the experiences you can get in America and stuff like that. Like a Cinema Regal XD experience, I have no idea what it is, I probably never will. Maybe when I go to America later this year, I will get a chance to do something like that, but probably not. So I decided to only focus on the biggest that are also worldwide, and maybe some extra that are only in here. Maybe, I have no clue. We'll see in this video. Thank you very much. I also didn't include like 4DX 3D, 4DX 2D, 4DX high frame rate. I didn't make an exception for those. It's just 4DX, it's just Screen X. So that being said, let's get straight into my tier list. And as you can see, I have 6 categories. The top one being awesome. Then I have it's great for the right movie. Then I have it could be eventful for some movies, but it's not really that necessary. If it's a try it once category. We also have a skip it because it's just not that good, and we have a haven't been yet, which will be clear once I get to it. All right, the ones we are ranking today are a high frame rate movie, an IMAX movie, a just regular 2D movie, a Screen X movie, a Dolby Atmos movie, a laser projected movie, a real D 3D movie or just regular 3D, a 4DX movie, and a 70mm movie, and we will rank it all down right now. If you want me to make this ranking public, please let me know in the comments down below, or if you have a ranking of these categories yourself, please let me know in the comments down below because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. Let's just start with the high frame rate. Movies that have utilized high frame rate before, and the most notorious and the most recent ones I can think of are Avatar: The Way of Water and Gemini Man. And I have to say that if it was purely talking about Avatar: The Way of Water, I would put it in great for the right movie. If I have high hopes for Gemini, or I have to place Gemini Man with Will Smith in that, I would place it and try it once because it's not that good in that movie. So I'm just gonna put it in it could be eventful under the right circumstances, and if you like that stuff and if you're really hyped for a movie and if a movie feels like an event for you, then it could be beneficial. High frame rate utilizes not the normal 24 or 25 frames per second, but mostly 48 frames per second, or in the case of Gemini Man, I think even 120 frames per second. It all makes it that the more sharper, it makes it that the motion blur is not that present. It just makes it that it's more like a mixture of pictures that you are watching really fast after each other. It could give a lot of people headaches, so be aware of a high frame rate movie. It's not for everyone, but maybe later this year with Avatar 3 Fire and Ash, it could be an event again. So if you get the chance, it could be nice to try it. And up next, I have the IMAX experience. And I do have to say that most people probably think that I would put this one in awesome because IMAX is just awesome. And I do have to say, it's great for the right movie. And the main reason I say that is because, well, even though IMAX is awesome, IMAX is very expensive to make, and IMAX gives you more screen, it gives you better sound, it gives you better everything. The screen is incredibly huge, so it's a benefit for that. But I went to a few IMAX movies now. I went to Avengers Endgame, which was completely shot in IMAX, and it was absolutely awesome from start to finish, and that was really, really great. I also went to Dune in IMAX, and I really, really had to get over the fact that not everything was shot in IMAX, which is something that will come up more inside of this little ranking that I'm doing here right now. But IMAX in Dune, I really thought it was great for Dune, but I wouldn't recommend it to just any single movie. It could be great for a movie like an Interstellar or other movies that they are making right now. I do think it's really great if you look at the right movie, and happily most of the movies shot for IMAX are great movies for watching in IMAX. It's just not something that I would watch every movie with, especially because they're quite rare. There are only 3 in Belgium, and I do have to drive 2 hours to the nearest in Belgian movie theater with an IMAX screen, and I do have to travel more than an hour to the nearest near me in the Netherlands, and it's not even a bigger screen at that point, so it's not really worth it in there, and that's why I put it in the great for the right movie category. Up next, we have the regular 2D experience, and if the movie theater really does some work at their screens and their projectors and their soundboards and their entire thing and their entire technology, if they keep it up to date and if they keep it up to terms and if they update them regularly, then this one definitely is one of the awesome tiers. Not just because this is the regular way to watch movies, it's just there goes nothing above just watching a movie and getting sucked into it without having to think about all the extras you're gonna get. It's just nice to sit back and relax watching a movie. So 2D is absolutely awesome, and it is phenomenal to go to a movie theater or just watch a movie at home. Screen X was the category that I visited only yesterday for the first time, so I only have one movie to base this upon, and I watched Captain America Brave New World for my Screen X experience for the first time. And I do have to say, I kind of liked the 2 second screens, but I liked it the most in the intro when they introduced to us what Screen X actually meant and what it actually did. That was phenomenal. The rest of the movie, it doesn't have it all the time. It's interesting to see what they do, but it's not the most special thing that I've ever seen before. And I really do think that Screen X is just nice, but it's absolutely not a mandatory thing, and I do not think that the 2 extra screens give that much of more immersiveness to the movie in general. I've seen Captain America Brave New World once normal, once in Screen X, and I do not think that the added things on the second screens and the third screen are worth all the extra money you're gonna pay for it. So that's why I would just say that Screen X, it's nice to try it once, but it's not something that you really need, if you get what I mean. Dolby Atmos or Dolby Surround 7.1, not every movie theater has it. Movie theater I always worked at doesn't have it, and movie theaters I regularly visit do have it. So I have to say that this is just, if it's near you, please do it. Dolby Atmos is a little bit bigger because the sound is better, more crispy, more everywhere. And this sound really, if a person in the movie theater is standing behind the camera, you can hear it behind you. Stuff like that, it's really awesome. So this one is also great for the right movie. You don't have to go there for every single movie. It's not mandatory. It's a fun experience. It makes it a little more immersive, which is nice. It's great for the right movie. It's not really that eventful. It's just nice to once or twice go through and be a little more immersed, especially with movies that have music or stuff like that, or that are really built on the sound, like a Dune. And after that, we have laser projection, and normal projectors only work with xenon lights. They work with these gas lights that are really bright. You shouldn't look into it because you will be blind, and they project everything on your screen. In a laser, you don't have this lamp, you just have it being lasered upon the screen, and you have to cool it down with water because it gets that hot. I have never experienced working with a laser projector in my life. I heard that the movie theater I worked at is going to Atom in a few months or years maybe, so maybe I should have held on to that a little longer. But I do have to say that laser, whenever you get the chance for a movie that has it, it's really awesome. Laser just makes everything more bright, more vibrant, more colorful, more nice to see, more easy on the eye. It's just awesome. The blacks are black instead of gray, which is something I noticed after I watched a laser movie, that it's just better. I really recommend this one for horror movies because black will be black and stuff like that. And I also recommend this for movies that had some great money into its VFX, like Avatar, The Way of Water, or maybe even, what can we say, Dune. Again, Dune is maybe the best point because Dune is great in all kinds of immersive experiences. And now we have the 3D category. Of course, 3D came to 3D is old. I mean, 3D, it only got popular with movies like Avatar in 2009 and stuff like that, but 3D has existed for a lot of time now. 3D is older than you and me probably. So yeah, 3D has had its time in the past already. And I say it like that because there is just nothing anymore about 3D that makes it stand out from other experiences. 2D is just better. 2D is just more nice. And well, when every movie decided to make a 3D sequel like Texas Chainsaw 3D or Saw 6, Saw 3D, they could be eventful, but it's not like a movie has to be made for 3D. It's just something that was once very nice, but now it's just a regular movie theater experience, but just with glasses on, and it made the screen a little darker, or the ones I were. So I am a little bummed out because I do think that in the right circumstance, a 3D movie could be something eventful, but if you have the chance, just skip it. It's not worth the extra money just to have glasses on and have something come to your eyes. And second to last, we have the 4DX experience, which is probably the most recognizable immersive experience, the most well-known immersive experience. And therefore, I do have to say that more movies get made in 4DX nowadays, and I really do not like it. And that's the reason that it got bumped down quite a little, because at some point, I would place it in the awesome spots because I watched a movie like Top Gun Maverick in 4DX and I really held my bottle like it was a cockpit thing that I was literally flying the plane. It was that good, it was that awesome, it was absolutely insane in that movie. But I also watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in 4DX and the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and those 4DXs were not that well optimized, and the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 4DX really just made me jump out of my seat. It was that intense. They made it a little too intense nowadays. And for Aquaman, I just became really wet. So those aren't movies I recommend it for. But for Top Gun Maverick, it's absolutely perfect. So that's why I'm going to put it in the could be eventful tab. It's a fun experience. It's just not the best experience to be had within a movie theater. And if you chose the wrong movie for it, then you will not be in for a treat, but you will be in for a workout to stay on your seat. And watch out with Sprite. I had it once that the movie theater or the 4DX experience was this heavy that when I opened my Sprite, it just blew out of it. That happens. And then we have the 70mm thing. The 70mm is just very old school. It makes everything more authentic because they really print out the entire movie and they let it play like it was in history. Like before they had digital projectors, they did it analog, and it was that way. And 70mm is a movie that has been made analog. They did it for Dune Part 2. That's the latest one I remember. They also have 35 millimeters, and I really want to experience the 70 millimeter or 35 millimeter projections once in my life, but as of now I still haven't, because they're just not that close to me, and I do have them in a little movie theater in Antwerp, I think, but to go to Antwerp, which will be a 1.5 hour drive to 2 hour drive and a lot of parking problems. I don't know if it's worth that much. So what did you think of my little tier list? Has this helped you decide what kind of experiences you want to check out, and what is your ranking of these kinds of experiences? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on it. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.